In this video, I want to share with you the one thing, the most important thing that controls what you manifest in your life, what you attract in your life, who, what, when, how. And I'm going to give you the key to your life, the fact that you can control everything in your life, what happens, how things turn out, every single thing once you master this. So I was working with one of my private clients, and after working with so many coaches, when things start to really turn around for him and he started to really nail things and finally attract his manifestations, he said this to me. He said, life is a game. And for the first time in my life, I'm working with a coach who knows the rules of the game. So I want to give you the rules. I want to give you that thing, the go-to rules where everything starts to make sense. Whatever you attract, every single piece connects, all the dots connect, and everything becomes so easy and logical. You do this and you get this. You put in this, you get this. So what is that key? So you want to follow me to really nail this for yourself, because once you do that, you're going to master the game of life. So when I started to get to know about manifestation for the first time, I got to know about how manifestation work. And I remember watching the movie Secret, and it was the greatest thing on the planet. And it's almost like, oh my God, this is the best thing that I could ever known and I ever knew. But what I realized was that for 2 years, I couldn't manifest most of the things. Manifestation simply didn't work for me. I was pretty okay in my life, but I wanted more. I wanted a lot more love, more joy, more money, more freedom. But somehow it didn't seem to work. And I was trying all the tools, visualization, affirmation, journaling, you name it, watching all the videos and trying to figure out how to manifest, what is the way, what is the formula. And then I remember doing this research and finding that actually 95% people who find out about manifestation, it doesn't work for them. And I thought, this is huge. This is a big issue. There is something we are missing here. We are clearly missing something. Why is it that when we are told that it is so effortless, it's so easy, it doesn't work for us? What are we missing? And then somebody told me that you have to work really hard, because manifestation and law of attraction also has got the word action in it. And I started working really hard, having sleepless nights, doing so many things, and it didn't seem to work. And I didn't know what I was missing until I stumbled on this piece, until I stumbled on the golden key, which I'm going to share with you now. What we want to understand is that manifestation and law of attraction are always working. Like law of gravity, they're always working. They're working 24/7. Now, what we have to do is we have to work with the law. We have to work in alignment with the law. But where most of us struggle to work in alignment is when our program, our mental program, how we see ourselves, our identity, which is formed of our belief system, which is the embodiment of our belief system, don't match what we want to manifest. So what we want is already here. Anytime you have a dream, you have a vision of that thing, it's already here. You just tapped into the frequency in the fourth dimension of what's already here. But the problem is that we are not the match. That means that your identity, your mental program, which is literally in simplest word, the way you see you in your mind, dictates that money is hard to grow. You're not good enough. You're not worthy. For you, it's really hard to attract money. Nothing works out for you. You procrastinate, all those things, like you are not confident enough, you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough. All those things are the part which are not the match. And therefore, they're blocking you. They're literally blocking you from manifesting what is already yours, from attracting what is already in your quantum field. So the key thing for manifestation to work is matching the identity. You have to become the match. But in order to really match it, you have to first understand how your identity was created at the first place. And our identity was created even before we were born. So when we were born, and even before, when we were in our mother's womb, we could hear the conversations about money, about life, about how difficult everything is. And then we got some of those beliefs and mindset through our generational trauma and through our DNA. And when we made our debut to this planet, our subconscious mind was wide open. We didn't have the conscious mind. We didn't have the logical mind to say, this doesn't make sense. Why we are saying that, why we are hearing this, whatever went in our subconscious through news, through other people, through neighbors, what they're saying, through our parents, That's why when you're talking to a kid and you're thinking that they don't understand, so we can have any conversation around kids because they are too little to understand. Yes, consciously they cannot understand, but their subconscious is wide open and everything is getting recorded because that's what's making their mental program. So even when you're sleeping and you're wrapped up in that blanket and you're a baby, you can't even understand the language. You are picking up all the programs, and you are picking up all the belief system and all the identity and all the conversations around money, and they get stored and recorded in your body, and that makes your identity your mental program, which controls you 98%, and you cannot outperform it because you live your life on autopilot. You wake up, you get out of bed, you brush your teeth, you drive the car on autopilot. Everything you do is on autopilot. You change your clothes, everything, you tie your shoelaces, everything is a mental program. Even the language that you speak is a mental program. Why is it that for somebody who grew up in China, Chinese is a normal and natural language to speak? Because they picked up that natural program. But if somebody who's born in an English-speaking country are asked to speak Chinese, they might find it really hard. And they might find English very easy because that's the mental program they picked up. So the language that was happening around money, you picked that language up, and that became the part of your adult experience. So what you want to do is you want to understand, how was the experience of my parents and my family around money? What kind of feelings they felt and things they said that I picked up? And you can connect the dots and you can find if there was always this feeling of money running out and not being enough, that feeling is stored in your body and you are feeling that now. And that is dictating your vibration and attracting things from the quantum for you. So what you want to understand is that what they were feeling, the conversations they were having, they had a direct impact on you and they were being recorded in your mental program. And now not even just in your mental program, they're stored in your body. So you can feel the feeling of money running out. How does it feel when money runs out? How does it feel when you have less money? Can you feel like in your throat, or can you feel the tightness in your tummy? And can you feel that feeling? And why you're feeling that right now when it's not even happening in your life is because that feeling is stored in your body. So changing your money identity is not even a mindset issue. It's deeper than that. It's a body issue because all those identities have become the part of your unconscious program. Now they've gone from conscious to subconscious to unconscious. And now it has become the part of your identity, who we are. So in order to change that, the first step is to understand what is your current identity, because you cannot change anything until you know what it is. So when you see that vision of manifesting $1 million in your bank account, but your identity is saying that money never works for you, it's very hard, or you cannot receive it, or you start things and you end, or you haven't got anything good to offer, you're not good enough, or you cannot do this, or you're not good at this thing. All these things are a part of your identity. They have become who you are. And what our identity is trying to do is trying to keep all those feelings and emotions that you felt in your childhood and growing up to stay the same, because those emotions you are used to. The feeling of having so much money that you don't even know what to do with, having so much money, surplus and surplus and surplus of cash in your bank account, we don't even know that feeling. And that is why when that feeling is so foreign to us, we cannot create it. So that's why when you try to visualize and affirm and you're trying to think those abundant thoughts, the problem is that that identity gets in the way and it stops you and pulls you back in the same vibration. And you're like, I'm trying to feel that. I'm trying to feel abundant. It doesn't work. What is wrong with me? What am I missing? You're missing you. You're missing who you really are. You're missing knowing yourself at a whole new level. You're missing understanding your truest, your greatest self, activating that version of you. Because when you say, I am procrastinating, you are not somebody who's a procrastinator. Clearly, it's not on your birth certificate. You cannot see it. You cannot prove it to me that you're a procrastinator. You are not born with that title, but you picked up that title and then you start to think you are a procrastinator and then you became it. Similarly, when you're saying, I'm not good enough, it's not on your birth certificate. So this identity is controlling you. And the question is, what is your current identity and who do you need to be? That means how do you need to see you? Because actually you are already that person. You just need to change the way you see you to become a match. And once you become a match, you think, you feel, and act in alignment on autopilot anyway. Your identity controls how you think, how you feel, how you act. You don't have to discipline yourself. You don't have to make sure you work hard. You don't have to do any of that. In fact, your subconscious mind makes you do whatever is required. So it puts your body in autopilot into that vibration where you'll do whatever is required naturally, where it becomes who you are. It's not what you're trying to do. So I always say this to my clients: are you trying to be this? Are you trying to manifest it? Or this is what is who you are? And when you see the clear difference between both of them, you unleash your greatest identity. So the two questions which are really worth working on: who am I right now? How do I really see me? What are the dots between me and my childhood and my upbringing? What are the feelings and emotions am I moving along, and the baggage I'm walking every single day that is creating my current reality? And the next question is, what is that version of me who is a match? And the third step is to embody it. And I teach all of this in my programs, in Wealth Fountain, in Identity Accession. So if you feel called to join, you can always send us a message. You can comment under this post and we can share with you the links, because we go deeper and do the identity shift work. And let me tell you this: identity shift takes seconds. If you think it's going to take me years of coaching or years of therapy, none of that. It takes seconds when you know how you're doing it. It takes seconds when you uncover that. So in my breakthrough method, we take 5 steps, 5 powerful steps, where you uncover your current identity, where you see all the things that you have picked up along the way, because most of those things were created at the subconscious level. You were a child, you didn't even know that they were going right in your subconscious. So you become aware, and then the next step is you put it down. You experience that powerful identity shift and you become a match. And when you are a match, even if you don't know how law of attraction works, it's going to work for you. You don't need to understand how gravity works for it to work for you. So your job in the co-creation, remember, it's a co-creation, is to become a match. And once you're a match, it's inevitable. And I'll see you soon. Take care.